Yes, go live. I'm serious. I'm cereal. I'm cereal up in here. How is everyone doing on the YouTube side? Hello, 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 Hamora. Hello. Hello, hello. Who's got a birthday? Ashel? Ashel? Is that how you say it? Ashel? Happy gosh-shaggin' birthday to ya. Heck yeah. Another Aquarius in the house. Heck yes. Becca, you think all schools should close and do a deep clean to help? Oh, for the sickness. Yeah, the sickness is flying through. Our schools are closed here because of snow. Woke up this morning to a thunder snow happening. It was loud. You didn't hear it at all, did you, Tater? Nope. Tater Thunder did not hear it at all.
It was the first day I slept past 5 a.m.
High five. High five. Got good sleep. Yeah, school was closed. So, wait, Kayla, it's your birthday too? It was your birthday too? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Happy gosh-heckin' birthday to you as well. Heck yeah. We want to know, were you there for the Dusties? Did you watch it? Did you have a great time? Paisley watched it. Heck yes. Lori's watched half. There's a lot there. Karen, yes. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. I gotta say, you know, the Tech Gremlins made another appearance, of course, because it's the frickin' Dusties and they're cursed. They're cursed, I tell you. They are cursed. But we didn't know until like late that night. And it was to the point where we're like, oh, we'll deal with that in the morning. The audio dropped out on like the third to last story or second to last story. And it is now fixed. We had to like clip that video to stop. So the main Dusties video stops right after the awards, which after the end credits, there are bloopers if you haven't watched those yet. And then the full winter videos is now just a separate YouTube video. So that's what we had to do to combat that. But good gravy, man. Good gravy. Hey, good to see you there. Who made the credits for the Dusties as well. To your point, at least made a really good point during that and said we should start doing the premiere for all the podcasts that drop. That way we can do the group chat and watch it all together as it goes. So I appreciate it. Magic drop. Next year, if there's no Tech Gremlins, you'll have to fake one. I don't think we'll have to fake one at all. Not at all. Audio is dropping and freezing. Oh no. Great. That's just lovely. Shane, are you syncing anything? Paused? I don't know. Buffering a lot? Okay. Well, what about audio's fine on the TikTok side? So it is not that side. It's got to be Streamlabs, maybe? I don't know. Need more imperfect storms, Stacy? We will deliver.
Have you been writing your
Once
topics?
you jump out and jump back in, is it okay? Oh, so Sarah, it's fixed for you now too? I need to write some topics. I'll have to actually create a task for myself to do that, or a post-it or something, but I need to add some topics to it. The Imperfect Storms is fun. So if you haven't watched it yet, the structure that we're going to use is Candy Thunder is going to develop her topics and bring them to the podcast. I'm going to develop my own topics, and we're not going to tell each other what they are. So when we film, like she'll introduce her topic, and then I'll blind react to it, and vice versa. I'll have my topics, and she'll blind react to those. It's fun. It has a little bit of a spice factor to it. You know what I mean? It's a good time. Brenda, I did have a good birthday. It was really good. Up until late that night when we found out that the curse of the Dusties lived on. It was really good. Still, it's a W. We'll take in the W.
I fucking loved it. I loved being in chat with all.
Yeah, I loved being in chat too. It was a good
so
time.
much fun.
I think we have to do that next time. Still goofy over on the YouTube side? Now it's all good? Hopefully. So if you get the helium voice over on the TikTok side, jump out and jump back in. That should fix it. So TikTok, they can't push updates or anything right now. So I think they have some glitches that cause that. But no, normally if you jump out and jump back in, it does fix it, but it doesn't always work. And because their stuff is still messed up where you can't download it brand new and they can't push updates and stuff. I think it's still a little goofified. Kayla loved them both. Heck yeah. Michelle, you know what? I talked to Caden about that. There was a lot of comments about Caden needing to give feedback more often on stories. And he, I feel like, really blossomed during the group feedback that we did during that filming. Yeah, I think it's a great idea. Expand Thunder and Spark. Three thunders, one spark. We have another idea?
Just make it the... No, I'm
Just Tony Spark. He said, just make it the thunders. We have the imperfect storms for that. You're good. You're good. The ice storm did not miss us. It's been sleeting and snowing for 5 hours there. It got to us overnight, so it started at like, what, 3 a.m.? The thunder snow happened really close to 5, and that's when all the schools got canceled. That's what woke me up too. It was, yeah, roads are not great. They've improved a little bit, but still not great. What happened with the Curse of the Dusties? Brenna, so it was great. Everything was fine for the actual awards part of the show. After the end credits for the awards portion of the show, we play the full-length winner videos, and like the third to last one, the audio just wasn't there. So we uploaded all the winner videos as a separate YouTube file, and now just cut the Dusties, the awards program, to just really be the awards program. Storm is just starting there in Ontario, Callie. By the by, I got like a random message, like a text message from someone in Ontario last week. And they were like, yo, are you at work or home? And I'm like, I've never seen this number before in my entire life. This Drake? That you, Drake? It wasn't Drake, I don't think. More bloopers? Yeah, you know what? Candy Thunder actually had an idea for that. She announced it. When did you announce that?
during the stream.
During the stream.
Candy Thunder brainchild.
Yeah, it was a Candy Thunder brainchild. If you weren't there and didn't see the announcement, she'll fill you in here in a little bit. Speaking of, we do have a goal of 3K bolts to get Candy Thunder up on here for the first time in the stream. I know things are still screwed up on the TikTok side, so we'll roll with the punches here. And on the YouTube side, we have a first goal of 10 super chats. I think it's teal and above. And that is to unlock a spicy story. So YouTube, we're relying on you to unlock all the special stories today. TikTok, you have more of the appearance side of things today. So Candy Thunder is first with the 3K bolt side of things. Kate Turner sharing the hooey out of the stream. Thank you so much for that. Candy Koala dropping the bolts. Charlotte Arnold, Real Brawl dropping bolts there too. White Wave, Bailey Chapman dropping the 338. Megan Carroll, Candy Koala, Krista Museum Girl, Crystal Williams, and Haraxon, Hazy May. Missy dropping the bolts there, Fane, Callie Knight, Just Cat in Colorado, and Haraxon, Hazy May again, and Dark Angel, thank you guys so much. Carm, see you there too. Myra Catalina, Elizabeth dropping bolts as well. Crystal Williams, thank you so much. We're well on our way to getting Candy Thunder up here with that. And let me go ahead and dive into some notes here. Cake the Rogue, welcome to the YouTube side, dropping the third super on a live stream ever. Thank you so much for the love. Let me get to this one here. It's been a minute since I've done this. Like, I don't know what buttons to push. I don't know what to do. What do I do with my hands? Beyond member for 10 months, almost a year, y'all. Love the Thunder fam and crew. Been missing y'all in the chaos of life. Thank you for being here. And I agree, life is chaos. Absolute chaos. Always. Hey, Patch family dropping the 107. Crystal Williams dropping the 151. Elizabeth dropping the 148. Anna the Rebel with the lightning bolt as well. Real broad. Thanks so much. Joanne Harrison dropping the 5 says, hey, I really enjoy all of you. Thank you so much for the love. Jen here dropping a 5 as well. Here in Northwest Ohio, the storm is starting with freezing rain. Let's get to that spicy story and warm things up. There you go. Hopefully, it'd be great if we actually had the ability to do like spicy stories and warm up temperatures. That'd be wild.
There's some wild stories.
He said there's some wild stories that might actually do it. Who knows? Who knows? Coming up, we have stories about Valentine's Day dilemmas, strained family relationships, decisions made before relationships are official, family picture drama, birthday proposals gone wrong, partner gym drama. We also have spicy stories and a cake story. Heck yeah, let's go. Hey, Cake the Rogue, dropping another 5 there, says, well, that failed. I meant to say something. I hope you had the best birthday. I'm sorry your team fell short. Thank you so much for the love. Yeah, you know what? We didn't get the 3-peat for my birthday, but that's okay. You know what? We got closer than I think anybody has. And for us as Chiefs fans and, you know, as the Chiefs organization, I think it's a great example to show the world how to lose like a winner. How to lose with grace. Losing with grace, I think, is one of the most important lessons you can learn as a human being, and I think it's something that's super important right now. So I think that's a great place for us to be. The better team won. The Eagles played a hell of a game, and I'm so happy for them that they took home that trophy. It's cool. It's very cool, and I was glad that we were there. First goal is, of course, 3K to get Candy Thunder up here. On the YouTube side, we have a super goal of 10 supers, teal and above. To start for Spicy Story, we also have a goal of 500K likes and 1,500 shares on the TikTok side. Sorry, I'm trying to find my place here. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube side to stay up to date on all the latest content. As a reminder, subscribing on YouTube is free, and that's where you will find stuff like the Dusties and the Imperfect Storms podcast. That is the only place you'll find those two right now. If you do have a paid TikTok subscription but haven't been able to renew it, we do also have the paid sub on the YouTube side called The Thunder Crew, and it has exclusive content, monthly exclusive lives, and all kinds of fun stuff. So check it out if you get frustrated with the TikTok side. In case you missed the live premiere of the Dusties is available for viewing afterward on YouTube in its entirety. If you have watched them, please let us know what you thought. We had a great time watching along. Like, just watching and being able to just chat with you guys while it was happening was crazy. I loved it. I would like to do that approach more often with more content. So,
We're
cool.
talking about podcasts, right?
Yeah.
Premieres for podcasts.
Premieres for podcasts, yeah.
So that we could chat with.
Yeah, I think premiering podcasts like that so we get the group chat together and watch it all together for the first time, I think is a great idea. Speaking of podcasts, the new podcast, The Imperfect Storms, is also out now on YouTube. And to give you a 30-second rundown on that, the Imperfect Storms is Candy Thunder and I in the newly created home studio, talking about life and hot topics and blended families and rando shit that's top of mind. So that is going to be a very different piece of content moving forward. But one of the things that we ask you in that first episode is to give us feedback on the kinds of things you'd like for us to talk about. So if you haven't watched it yet, give it a watch. Comment and let us know what kind of stuff you'd like for us to talk about, because that's a fluid content kind of show. It's not set in one specific thing. We can change and go any direction which we like, which is pretty fun. Reminder today, keep chat positive and respectful. Everybody, of course, is allowed to have their own opinion, and we want you to share that opinion in a decent human being kind of way. We're not going to all agree all the time. We know that. This is not a yes man kind of show. We're here to help people form their own opinions and really reflect on ourselves and help OPs reflect on themselves and the paths that lay ahead of them. So everybody agreeing just ain't gonna happen. But being able to have a civil conversation between adults is one thing. Getting into a heated debate and just being a dick to each other is another. So avoid that. Be a decent human being, or you'll end up getting muted and booted, and you don't want that to happen. Also, you'll get muted and booted if you spoil a story. Please don't do that. If you have seen a story or read a story that we are getting into, don't spoil it in chat for everybody else, or you will get immediately muted. And with that, get out your gosh heckin' brooms.
Somebody asked, how many FPS frames per second do you have here? Quality is amazing.
We are pushing 60 FPS in 1080 right now. We can do more, but 60 FPS at 1080 seems to be the sweet spot. Also, when I try to run 4K out of my camera, it overheats. So, won't be doing that anymore, even though we got a little cooling fan for the back of it. I have that on at 1080 just to make doubly sure we don't overheat our shiz. Thank you, Kelsey. Appreciate that. Monday podcast drops. You mean the compilations? Not sure.
Have one on Sunday.
Yeah, we did not do the Sunday live this past week because we had the Dusties and the Super Bowl was Sunday night. So this past week was a little bit different. We're back into normal rhythm now. So today's stream, there will be Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, Wednesday, until something else gets weird. Real broad, yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. All right, let's dive into our very first story, shall we? We're already at 2220 of 3K on the bolts to get Candy Thunder up here. Look at y'all. Hey, for our very first story today, we got a follower submission. Would you look at that? Would you just look at it? Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder with a story for you. This is a follower submitted story and it's titled, Am I the Astronaut for Wanting to Go Away for the Weekend for Valentine's Day Without My Boyfriend's Parents and Daughter? We'll play the game. Let's start a poll. Start the poll. That's the wrong button, Dusty. What are you doing? It's been too long. I don't know what buttons to press. I don't know what to do. Maybe it's because I'm older now. I'll bet that's it. Poll has begun. 1 minute starting now. Am I the astronaut for wanting to go away for the weekend for Valentine's Day without my boyfriend's parents and daughter? I mean, look, Valentine's Day is supposed to be a romantic, couple-y focused kind of thing, right? I don't think you're wrong for wanting to have some private time, especially on Valentine's Day. I'm going NTA, which means I'm probably wrong. Well, that's what I'm doing. NTA. NTA. Candy is in charge. Dusty is out of control. Kay Turner, that's 100% accurate. 100% accurate. If I didn't have Candy Thunder guiding me day to day, I honestly don't know what would happen. It'd just be mayhem. The mayhem dude from the commercials, the Allstate commercials, he's like better protected from mayhem like me. I'd be him, but just wandering around in public, just causing mayhem everywhere. Everywhere. Juliet, I think you have to do it from a desktop computer or from a browser, not from the app, right? Reactivating the TikTok sub. I don't know. Don't know. Hey, Shorty dropping the 330 bolts. Angel Arsenic Pet Family. Ron B dropping the bolts there as well. Tony Spark even. Jen Design Store. Emmy Castro. Angie. Crystal Williams dropping the 242. Angie Nicole Truillo dropping the 200. Ron B with the 62. Shorty dropping 268. The Roshko with 48. Ron another 31. Karen Shaper Cutter dropping the 50. Elizabeth with the 10. Nita with the Heart Me. Shorty with the 13. Pet Family with the 94. Elizabeth with the Heart Me. Thank you so much for the love. Rolling with Life. Shorty. Y'all are awesome. You're just awesome. You're 2640 already here. It looks like NTA took it. NTA did take it with 80%. But hopefully I haven't led you astray. Let's dive in. I want to start by saying I'm a huge fan and I listen to your podcast literally all day when I'm at home and at work. Well, damn. Thank you very much. So when this occurred, I had to write in and see if I was asked on one or not. Without further ado, here's the story. I, 32 female, have been with my boyfriend, 33 male, for 4 years this March. For background, I met my boyfriend when we were 10. We had shore houses down the street from each other, became friends, started dating when we were 14, and broke up at 16 due to the fact that we only saw each other 5 months out of the year and not being faithful on his end. Yeah. I don't hold any hard feelings due to the fact that we were so young. After the breakup, we stayed friends and moved on with our lives. Fast forward 12 years, we tried dating again and haven't looked back. So present day, we bought a house and his parents and 12-year-old daughter live with us. He has his daughter full time. I don't mind living with his parents or his daughter. These parents have basically been in my life since I was 10, and they are also friends with my parents. I also love his daughter to death and treat her as if she was my own. She's my little shadow. But the problem is, every time my boyfriend and I try to do something, just the two of us, his mother always has a problem with it. Oh, mom has a problem with it. Well, let's just go ahead and go to red flag mode right now. Red alert! Mother is meddling. For example, last year for our anniversary, I just wanted to go out to an early dinner, just the two of us, and to go bowling. My boyfriend was 100% okay with it, but when he told his mom, she huffed and puffed and said, "Okay, I guess that's fine." So we left it at that. Right when we were about to walk out the door, his daughter asked where we were going. Mind you, she was 11 at that time and has become a homebody. Before my boyfriend could answer, his mother said, "They're going out to dinner without you because they don't want you to come."
Okay.
I can see, Mama, this ain't gonna work. His daughter just smiled and said, "Finally, you guys get to go out on a date you two never do. Have fun. Can you bring me back Rita's on your way home?" For those who don't know, Rita's is a water ice place, kind of like ice cream. Well, the daughter's not a problem here. Like, she absolutely wants them to have a date. I mean, even for a 12-year-old, that's green flag daughter. So with that, we obviously said yes to getting her Ritas and walked out the door while his mom mumbled things under her breath. Now, mind you, we do everything with his parents and daughter. Eat dinner together, go on vacation together, run errands, food shop, festivals, car meets, the mall, anything you can think of, we do together. It's extremely annoying sometimes, and I have told my boyfriend this, and it has somewhat gotten better. So this Valentine's Day falls on a Friday, and we have a 3-day weekend due to being off for President's Day on that Monday. I wanted to book a weekend getaway to a bed and breakfast down by the beach, about an hour away from our house, just in case something happened at home. We won't be too far. I asked my boyfriend if we could, and of course he said yes. So we booked it for Saturday to Monday, so we could spend Valentine's Day with his daughter and do something fun with her so she doesn't feel like we don't want to spend time with her. But when we told his mom what the plan was, she freaked out. She started off by saying, "You have a daughter. You never do anything with her. It's always just you two doing things together." Then looked at me and started to say, "When you have kids, you can't just leave them when you have a kid at home and do whatever you want."
Oh.
The vibe that I'm getting at this point is that grandma just doesn't want to be the babysitter. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's all it is. She just doesn't want to have to fuck with it. Now, I'm the type of person to keep my mouth shut up to a point, but since this is my boyfriend's mom, I just walked away before I would say something that I would regret. My boyfriend always has my back, so when he saw me leave the room, he went off. He said, "What are you talking about? We do everything with her, you and Dad. Whenever we do anything just us, you have to always say something smart to ruin the night because she, as in me, feels like a horrible person. She does a hell of a lot more than my baby mama does for her own kid. She, me, takes my daughter everywhere with her, whether it's to run errands or go get lunch or just to have a girls' day. So that comment about when you have kids of your own is straight bull. And if you haven't noticed, my daughter is almost a teenager. I'm pretty sure if we had told her that she was coming with us, she would be annoyed because she can't hang with her friends." Valid point. I'm listening to this from the other room, and I'm not gonna lie, I was extremely proud of him for sticking up for me and for himself. He's a people pleaser, so sticking up for himself is a rare thing for him to do. His mother had nothing to say, so she just stayed quiet. Oh, she had nothing to say. Wow, what a gift in and of itself. Finally, my boyfriend ended it by saying, "We have been together for almost 4 years and have not gone away just the two of us for a weekend ever. So if us going away for a few days by ourselves makes us horrible people, then I guess we're going to hell." And he walked off. When he came upstairs, I asked him if he was okay, and he said yes and started apologizing for what his mom said, but I kept telling him he has nothing to apologize for, and we hugged, and I thanked him for sticking up for me. Since then, his mom has been cold toward me and made passive-aggressive comments about how she wanted to go away President's Weekend but can't because someone made other plans while looking at me. Starting to feel bad, and we just want to cancel the weekend so things can go back to normal. So I have to ask, am I the astronaut for wanting to go away for the weekend for Valentine's Day without my boyfriend's parents and daughter?
Don't cancel.
Don't cancel. Don't do it. Don't do it. And you know what? As serendipity would have it, you've unlocked Candy Thunder. So we can get her up here to help me give some feedback to this. I'm going to give some thanks for that real quick. Then we're going to get her up here. And how aptly you are even just like dressed here for this Valentine's Day themed story. He's perfect. He's perfect. Can I get a winner list? Yeah. Can I get a winner list?
A winner list.
Words are very hard. Winner list, gifter list. Words are hard. I don't know.
Did it work or did it?
No, my phone's okay. My TikTok app is being.
Our TikTok apps are being goofy too.
It's been struggling, but it's better now. I closed it for 5 minutes.
In particular order here are Groza in the #1 spot. Thank you so much for that. Crystal Williams, Bailey Chapman, Pet Fam Life, Nicole Trujillo, Overkill Mill, Charlotte Arnold, Ron Brinza, Easthate Johnson, Katie Bug, Serenity's Turmoil, Hoorn, Violet Green, Doroshko, Tony Spark, Angel Arsenic, Hazy May, Real Broad Zuba, Ann Hoddockson, Carm, Queenie E33, Candy Koala, Angie Holding, Krista Museum Girl, and another Rebel. Thank you all so much for helping us hit that and unlocking Candy Thunder. In the meantime, Hatter dropped a 50 bomb on the YouTube side and said, Look, I get if OP and boyfriend would be going out every night and not spending time with the daughter. However, it's natural for couples to spend time away from the family, and they'll only be an hour away. People like mother-in-law make relationships so hard. Yeah. She's not there to facilitate a positive, nurturing relationship, for sure. Thank you so much for the love for that. Also, what's up, Angel? Good to see you. Let me start the new goal, and then we'll get Candy Thunder up here right quick. The next one is going to unlock a Caden Thunder appearance and confetti. Caden Thunder blossomed during the Dusties. Not only did he do some phenomenal acting in the cold open, but feedback throughout the stories as well. Really rocked it out.
I think Caden blossomed in his first podcast. That sounds like such a weird
He did, yeah.
way that
Yeah.
blossom.
I blossomed.
Good job, blossoming.
We got to do that kind of stuff more often. All right, ladies and gents, we are going for W coins now. Let me pin that real quick to get Caden Thunder and confetti rocking up here. And let me pin it. Pin. There we go. All right, without further ado, Candy Thunder.
Hi.
It's a Valentine themed tater.
Yeah. This is actually my Valentine's present.
That's right.
Yes.
It's the T Swift cardi, right?
Yes.
The lover cardi.
Yes. But I just love it because I love like funky, like heart buttons. And
Has
stuff.
hot buttons. Also, born to Dilly Dally.
That's very accurate.
Super accurate.
Don't cancel. Please don't cancel because then you're just giving your mother-in-law wins. And not that you want to play games, but sometimes you have to play and to put an end to the games. And she's playing
You give her more
games.
control if you
Yeah.
do cancel, that's for sure.
Yes. And I think if living with your boyfriend's parents worked, that was great. But at this point, it's no longer working because she's being passive aggressive. She's making you feel bad about being a couple. And I think it's no longer working for your life and moving forward. And so I would revisit the living situation. And hopefully that is something that you can revisit. But guilting your son and his girlfriend for going away when the daughter is like, no, it's fine, seriously, I'm good, is some ASCON, where would you, 1 or 2 behavior
For who?
for mother-in-law.
So here's the part that might change this a little bit. It sounds like OP's partner. What, by the way, OP's a follower. Are you in chat, by the way, OP? If
I
you
have
are,
not seen.
if you are, claim your story. Let us know if you want to. The part of this that may change things is that it sounds like OP's partner always informs his mother of what the plans are, and those plans involve mother-in-law being the caretaker, i.e. babysitter, for the child, right? Instead of like asking her if she's available during that time, it sounds like he just informs her of the plans. And the way that she's being passive aggressive with her comments about this sounds like she didn't want to be the babysitter. But part of them saying they have other plans, I don't think that's the part that she has a problem with. Maybe I think it's the fact that she doesn't want to be.
Yeah,
she doesn't want to be tied down. Now she
she's
could just come out
12.
and say that. Yeah, the kid's 12, but she can't stay in her house by herself for a couple days. You know what I mean?
No, not for a couple days. And maybe OP just forgot to mention that they had asked. I don't think anybody would go out of town and leave their kids and not state that they were.
Not make sure that the
Yes,
person was
yes,
able. Yeah,
yes.
but that's the one thing here that could
Yeah.
tip this a different direction is that, look, if they don't want to be if his parents don't want to be the babysitters, find another sitter.
Yeah.
And have you tried to do that? Have you had that conversation?
Right.
Have you asked if are they bothered by watching her? Because if that's the case, she's making some projective comments to
Right.
you, right? Like you never do anything with her. So she's creating some distance between herself and the granddaughter with her projection comments there because she, what's the word I'm looking for? She,
Well, here's the thing. If that's the reason, then just find a different babysitter and pay them, and then your mother-in-law doesn't have anything to do with it, right? If that's the case, then just take her out of the equation and find someone else to stay with your 12-year-old.
yeah.
And
And in comments, yeah, I think if it's away for a few hours, then
Yeah.
she's old enough to be there by herself. But if it's an
Absolutely.
overnight thing,
Yeah.
but it seems like either grandma's upset that she feels burdened by
But
this, right?
here's the thing. If you're upset, communicate that you're upset.
Yes.
Don't say shitty comments to a child about them not wanting you there. That's
100%.
shitty. That's inexcusable in my opinion. To state that to a child is bullshit and just argumentative and shit stirring, and it's just all the bad things. So if you have a problem and you're upset about something, then fucking use your words, because you're a grandma at this point. Like, you're old enough to know better. So communicate what's wrong, and then you can move forward in a way that works best for everybody.
You could call her bluff here and really force her to show her hand by saying, hey, since you were so clearly bothered by having to take care of her,
Right.
we've got to sit her, or she's going to stay with a friend for this night or these 2 nights, and see what she says, because she'll backpedal real quick if this was just a bluff and she just wanted to cause a little bit of a stink for some attention.
You got it. Nailed it.
Or if that's the way she really feels, then she'll let it slide and won't say shit, and then you know that she's just burnt out and maybe they need some alone time too, and she's just too big of a chicken shit to speak her mind. But now you know the solution, right? I think you can reveal the solution either way by doing that.
I think my parents would get sick of us if we wanted to hang out with them this much. They would be like, it's been too much. You're too much.
Is it Flip and Nancy on New Girl?
Oh,
They're like the really cool parents, and they want to do everything with them.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then doing everything together, like even just running your errands, maybe making everyone feel some certain way, and they're not expressing how they feel because they feel like it's going to upset the system. So I would just have like an actual heart-to-heart. If you plan on staying in the same house, I would be like, let's just get it all out on the table. Say what you mean, say what you feel, and let's move forward, because this is not working. This is just pissing everybody off, and everybody's going to start resenting one another, and we're going to ruin relationships if we don't get to the bottom of this.
True.
So
It's a communication issue, no matter what.
Yeah.
I feel like if you made some special brownies for the house while the kid is staying with a friend or something, let everybody partake. Wait about 30 minutes, and then start that open, like heart-to-heart conversation. You'll have a much better filterless kind of conversation, and you'll get to the bottom of it for sure.
So you can get angry when you're elevated.
I'm sure it can happen. It's probably like a really buzzkill thing. Hold on, Tater.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. The question was, am I the astronaut for wanting to go without his parents and daughter? And I think absolutely not. It's an NTA. Sticking with it.
You are NTA, OP.
But not related to the question. It's kind of related to the overarching situation. Would be to make the play with the other babysitter or staying with a friend to really get her to tip her hand and figure out what the real issue is. Is it just control? Is it that she just wants to be the victim of everything? Or is she really burnt out on watching the preteen? And it's a possibility. So I think you'll find out real quick. And real broad to your comment here, Grandma's going to be like, oh, another sitter, you don't trust me now. Yeah, entirely possible. Which kind of reveals that she just wants to cause a stink and be dramatic over everything.
That's exactly what I think you're going to get out of this.
But I think if you frame it as, we didn't want to burden you with having to watch her, and I know you had stuff that you would rather do, so we did this.
Right.
Her response, I think, still tells you a lot about her motives.
It's Valentine's weekend. It's not a group event.
Yeah, exactly.
That's perfect.
Exactly. I mean, I'm
funny.
sure it is for some people, but yeah. Awkward moonwalk right out of that one. We can't both awkward moonwalk at the same time. It doesn't work. Doesn't work like that. Hey, we're back, baby. We're back. It's been a week since we did a live like this. It feels like we've been gone forever, but we're back, baby.
I tried not to pick all sad upsetting.
The last one we did, the stories were really heavy, and it was a Tony Spark production, Tony Spark brainchild. So he's trying to redeem himself today. I think you're doing a good job so far, Tony Spark. Doing a good job.
I have to tell you guys this, but it's a Tony tidbit today. And no, I'm not telling them the joke that I played on you.
Oh, you totally should.
No, I'll get roasted.
Totally should.
I don't want to be roasted.
You don't have to.
Shut up, Tony. I'm about to negate what I'm about to say. So I was struggling yesterday. I've been struggling like for the past couple weeks, just negativity and like hate in our world just really felt really heavy. And I messaged Tony yesterday and I asked his opinion on something related to that. And he gave me the best advice for like internet hate and just hate in general and not listening to it. I was like, why is Tony not giving this advice when we do stories?
What was the advice?
I'm going to read it. I'll read it to you guys.
GPT was great.
It was not Chat GPT. I'm going to read it to you because it really helped my mindset yesterday. And he said, misery loves company. Everybody trolling and hating wants you to join in their misery and negativity. I just don't give them the satisfaction. And there was a ton of messages that he sent me. I'm not going to read it all to you, but that was the gist of it. And anyways, just looking for giving him a round of applause for one, helping me to pull out of like this negative headspace.
Joy.
And Dusty had helped me the day before, but everybody knows, like, and especially this time of like winter and all that, it just gets heavy. But Tony was opened up in a way that he really hadn't before, and I was like, where is this feedback? And I even told my mom this story because I'm like, Tony, you can seriously, like, this is good stuff.
Chat GPT.
It's not Chat GPT. That's your words. I know the way you talk.
You mean Tony Spark is deeper than
Yes.
football, NASCAR,
Yes.
To be fair,
beer, and snarky comments?
not really.
Not really.
He said, don't let trolls tarnish something that you love.
Yeah. Don't let trolls tarnish something that you love. That's awesome. That's awesome. The joke. You'll hear the joke story later in the stream. You'll hear it later.
Maybe in VIP.
You'll hear it later. Oh, okay. Tony Spark says maybe in VIP. We'll see.
if I didn't find
Hey, Hatter, dropping the 10 bomb over here says, here's my question. When the daughter is 16 or even legal age, is mother-in-law going to continue making a stink of it? My gut is telling me she just does not like OP, which is entirely possible. There's also the entire possibility where she just wants to be the center of attention no matter the scenario, and it's not even about her feelings for OP, right? It's more self-reflection or inability to self-reflect. There's a lot of possibilities there. That one smells most likely. Or she's just really burnt out, but feels obligated. And I'm still searching. What's the last step in the falling out of love with somebody?
Frustration, resentment, indifference.
Resentment. It's the next to last step. She resents the fact that they're going to get to do something while she has to stay and watch with the kids. So it could just be FOMO, right? It could be as simple as FOMO. Could be. Could be. Playing with sourdough, Danny? Sourdough's good shit, but it always gives me heartburn for some reason. I don't know. Why? Schlotsky's like, no, I can't do it. I'm an old man. I get heartburn. All right, we'll dive into our second story here. Hello, it is Dusty Thunder with another story for you. This one is, will I be the astronaut for telling my daughter to stop pushing for a relationship that's never gonna happen?
Okay,
This one is a little heavy? Ah, well, we'll make it fun. All right, I'm gonna start the poll. I'll read the title again. It sounds like something I wouldn't want to tell one of my kids. Poll has begun. Will I be the astronaut for telling my daughter to stop pushing for a relationship that's never gonna happen? This is the equivalent of saying lower your standards, right? Be more realistic. Feels like an ascot. What? Fuck, I don't know. Looking at your job as a parent, right? To be a lighthouse, should you inspire them to achieve things that are greater than what you're supposed to be able to achieve? Because I would feel compelled to do that. Or do you want to help protect them from pain that oftentimes accompanies trying to reach for things that are out of your grasp? But especially when it comes to like dating and stuff, I don't feel like telling somebody to stay in their lane, especially when your kid is constructive at all. So I'm gonna go yeah. I'm gonna go AskCon 2. It could be worse. I'm going 2. I don't know though. I don't know. The effulgent one, you got to shoot your shot, right? Is it a relationship with a partner or parent? I'm guessing it's... Oh, good point. I was thinking like they're trying to date somebody. If it's with a parent, that's even worse. Oh no. Ah. Joanne, when I was 15, my mom told me she didn't love me, and I was devastated. I think AskCon won. If it's something like that, yeah, we're going straight there. Holy shit. I could have just assumed something that was wildly wrong. There is a weirdly even-ish split in the poll. We've got, the winner was actually AskCon 2, but AskCon 3 has nearly as many. It's in second place, and then we've got a tie for third with AskCon 1 and NTA, and then ESH is down there with 17 votes as well. It's all over the place. All right, let's dive in. Okay. I have 6 kids. Lizzie, 16 female. Haley, 14 female. Mark, 10 male. Jada, 9 female. Alan, 6 male. And Toby, 4 male. I know we have 5, but hearing somebody list off 6 sounds like a lot. Lizzie and Haley are from a previous relationship, while the rest are with my current husband. When Lizzie was born, I never felt a real connection to her the way most mothers feel with their children. Oh, fuck. I couldn't explain it, but instead of love or joy, I just felt indifference. Okay.
What the fuck?
My mother told me that she felt the same when I was born, but once I was a toddler, she felt the motherly love for me she was supposed to. I waited for that, and it never happened.
Oh, God.
My whole life, I haven't felt parental love for her the way that I have for my other kids. Don't get me wrong, I love her, but not in the deep way a mother usually loves her kids. Ex-husband and I eventually got divorced, and I met my current husband. We expanded our family, and I have never been happier than I have with this man and my kids. Lizzie and Haley have split custody with my husband, with them usually going every other week to his house. Unfortunately, Lizzie never liked my new husband. I did everything I could to get them to get along, and words are hard, and we even went to family therapy, but nothing worked. It's more than just a simple "you're not my dad" kind of thing. She full on hates him, which makes me so sad. She won't even be in the same room as him without me there, which makes him sad too. Lizzie has also defied us more as she's gotten older, and it's stressful. I don't have any problems with Haley, but Lizzie, I feel, is too much for our family.
Why do you think that is?
She loves her siblings, of course, but things are tense otherwise. Now for the incident that led to everything falling apart. Mark had gotten suspended from school for getting into a fight with someone else. He said it was in self-defense, and I believe him, but it's still not an excuse to risk getting suspended for it. My husband and I yelled at him for it, and Lizzie stepped in and got in my face, telling me that I shouldn't talk to her brother that way. I told her to stay out of it because how my husband and I handle parenting is none of her business, but she refused to back down. My husband began arguing with her, and she told us both to go F off. And things got a bit out of hand. My husband stepped back, and I got angry at her for mouthing off at me like that. Things are a bit hazy here, but it ended with me calling her dad and telling him to come get her. I told her to pack her necessities and that she can get the rest later, but she needed to go now. She has been living full-time at her dad's for a couple of weeks now. Things have definitely cooled off, but this made me change my perspective in some ways. Lizzie has been trying to reconcile. She doesn't have her phone. We never let her have her phone at her dad's, but my ex-husband has been keeping me in the know about it all, and she says she wants to apologize and make things right. She even wrote a letter to me asking to talk. I honestly don't think I want a relationship with her anymore. It's not the end. I just got to stop for a moment and revel in the what the fuckity-fuckedness of what is happening here. Like, I don't think as a parent you get to just decide that you don't want a relationship with your kid anymore. That's pretty fucked up. I know it happens. I know it happens a lot, but that's fucked up. After all of this, I just don't think it's worth it. I haven't responded, but my ex-husband wants us to try to reconcile and even offered to pay for family therapy. My husband agrees with me on not letting her back into my life. Okay, there's a big red flag. He's enabling this. I'm sure that has a lot to do with it. We'll allow her to see her siblings, but I don't want anything to do with her, honestly. Unfortunately, though, she hasn't gotten the hint and is still pushing for us to reconcile. We've had incidents like this before where she was sent to her dad's full-time for a while so we could cool off, but I think this time it might be for good. The courts aren't involved in our custody, so there's no problem there, but I can't get her to stop and leave me alone. I'm planning to let her know that I don't want a relationship with her anymore and that she should let it go. Would I be the astronaut if I did this? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? There's this thing whenever you're a grown-ass adult that has children, if you decide you don't want a relationship with them anymore, you give up your parental rights. She'd stay with your ex. You would pay child support because even though you don't want a relationship, she's still your obligation. It's still your duty as her parent to provide for her in some way, even though you may not give a single shit, which is fucked up. But also we have to remember here, OP's mom said she felt the same way until she was a toddler. But part of this has to be something that she carried with her. This is something that she carried with her from her mother because she experienced this, doesn't remember it, but as a baby experienced this until she was a toddler, and that had to have affected her in some way, shape, or form. I just can't imagine as a parent being like, yeah, no, I think I'm done with this one. Even if there are big fallouts, even if there are huge disagreements, even if you enter those areas where it's, hey, they need to stay with this other parent for a while so things can balance back out here. Like, we both need some time. At the end of the day, you still love your kid. The door's always open for them to come back home. You still are a parent. And no matter how much you don't want to be, sorry, honey, you're still a parent. She's still your kid. Unfortunately, whatever bullshit you brought along and gave to your daughter because your mama gave it to you, she now carries with her. And now, part of the reason that she never cared for your new husband has to be that she can feel that you don't really love her. You love this guy and the kid you made with him more, and she resents him for that. But also, he enables this fuckery. He's like, yeah, I agree. You should just be done with her. Sounds like a great influence. Sounds fantastic. Haven't even looked at chat yet because I'm just too fucking pissed off. Pumpkin, unfortunately, it does happen a lot. My ex-husband doesn't have a relationship with our 16 and 20-year-old daughter. He has disowned them and loves them again for a week, then disowns them again. Part of me is like, how is this even fucking possible? And then part of me is like, it's possible because their parents did it to them. Where did it start? That's what I want to know. Where does evil like this start? Where does it come from? Who's the person who has enough poison inside of them for the first time, not passed down, not infected by another human? Just where did it start? Where did the first person decide to start fucking future generations over by just choosing to be an absolute selfish piece of shit? Where did it start? Yoko dropping the 10 said, I made a choice to not have kids for reasons I won't get into here, but if I did, I would never, ever, ever pull this cold-ass evil bizzo shit. What a horrid black hole of a human being. Yeah. Which reminds me, and I gotta, for two reasons. One, because I want your feedback, Tater Thunder. And two, because I need to buy myself about 30 seconds to get something ready that Yoko might have hinted at. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, the heat lamps are already on. Let's bring her up because I know how she feels about this. She was the peanut gallery for the first 2 minutes of the story saying, what the fuck? What the fuck? And then went completely silent. And I think that tells you everything you need to know about where she's at. Tater Thunder, ladies and gentlemen, once again. I'll pivot this way so I can do what I need to do.
You guys know me, and you know that I'm not speechless very often, but this is the first time I've heard this story. This has just left me speechless. Like, I don't even really know what my opinion is on this story. I feel really bad for this daughter. I feel really bad for Lizzie. Like, it like almost makes me want to cry. And hearing people in chat say that this has happened to them, that they've had parents that treated them like this is to know that your mom never loved you and never even tried. Like, that's the part where I understand that she had feelings, which I would assume is something that happened postpartum. I don't know what I don't know anything. I just know that are feelings that can happen postpartum. But if those aren't going away and you're a full grown adult, you had a baby and you're not doing anything to help yourself bond with your child, to help yourself figure out why you're not bonding with your child. And you're like, yeah, I just decided I just don't love her. I just never will. And I know in my heart, like, how I would feel if my mom had treated me like this. Surprisingly enough, I literally had a conversation with someone earlier today about the way that their mom was raised, and how that translated to how they were raised, and how that translated to how it affected their life. But this person chose to break that cycle, and this person chose not to become a victim and use that to just say whatever about life. Like, this person chose to become a strong woman in spite of the way that she was raised, in spite of the way that her mom was raised, and that stuff that just rolls downhill and just you can't get out of. And this person actually did break that cycle, and went on to have kids of her own, and her kids adore her and she adores her kids.
There's so many people in chat.
If you feel this way about your child, get help, because this is not normal. This is not a normal thing to feel for your child. And all you're doing is creating hate and sadness and vileness in somebody else's heart, because you can't take the time to fix your fucking own problems. Like, that's what you're doing. You're just letting the shit roll off of you onto another human that you created. And that is one of the worst possible things I think that anyone can do in this world, is to pass on hate and indifference, and to not love your kids, because when you love your kids, you're raising human beings that know what that means. And this woman did not do that. And fuck people like this, because it's not right.
I think that if you ever find yourself feeling anything close to this, one of the important things to think about is you don't just randomly feel what you feel. You feel what you feel for some kind of reason. I'd start trying to, number one, document it. Like, write it down so that you can come back to it later. But look at it and try to figure out where this comes from. And chances are it comes from something that happened to you. And you're repeating a cycle. But I think that may give you an opportunity to, one, recognize that this is a cycle, and two, maybe, just maybe, muster up the strength to break it and to change the direction of your life. And knowing that you're fighting against some cycle, some black hole that's pulling you in, would be a really empowering thing, and would be essentially a fresh start from that moment. So,
do you know what? What a fresh start looks like? It's me. Like, that person is my mom. And if she hadn't broken it, like, I would not be who I am today. And so I'm super thankful that she did. And I'm super thankful that she is just, like, a really strong person who didn't repeat this cycle. And I'm super thankful, because I can't imagine not having my mom. I can't imagine not having her strength. And sorry.
You're good. You're good. I love you. Tony Sparks picking the fun stories. Tony Spark with the fun stories. I'm just messing with you. I think, Candy Thunder, your comment here like brings it all to a head, and that is, it is possible to break this cycle, and so many people in chat have. Like, what a great evidence to the contrary of gravity this group of people are. Candy Thunder, Peggy Thunder, chat, everybody here who has gone through something like that and broken the cycle and changed the trajectory of life and decided to have a fresh positive start. It is possible. In OP, it is possible. But right now, you have to understand, even everything you've said here at the end is I don't think it's worth it. We, meaning you and your husband, which a lot of people in chat have said, he could be hurting her. He could be doing something worse than just being an enabler for your negative bullshit here. He could be doing much worse than that. It is, you're making choices for yourself and for him, the two of you as a couple. That's selfish. You don't get to be selfish when you're a parent, not to the detriment of your child. You have to be just selfish enough to maintain your sanity, or you're going to give 99% of everything to them. And right now you're just like, I don't think this one gets it. Why? Where does that come from? Fight it. Because if you continue down this path, you're going to end up exactly where we're assigning you today, because this is where you are. And OP, you have the pleasure, nay, the gross circumstance of being our very first ever on a live stream and on not in an award show, a Black Hole Award winner. You're
front runner for the 2020.
You're already a front runner. This is, you get the Black Hole, the first one that we've ever used in a stream here. And in case you haven't heard of this yet, we finally did add a level past AskOn 1, which is the worst of the worst. The Black Hole is a whole new plateau of just something that just destroys all light and happiness. And this is it. I just added this button while Candy was beginning to talk, so we'll see if this actually works. There it is. This is the Black Hole, and OP has achieved level Black Hole here. That's it. It's not just bad. It's not just evil. It's beyond all of those things. But that darkness comes from somewhere. Again. And I'd say, yeah, you're the asshole. Yeah, a really, 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 really bad one. And I hope you change. Not just for Lizzie. Was it Lizzie? Not just for Lizzie's sake, but for all of your children's sake. Because there's no way this darkness is contained to just one channel between you and Lizzie. There's no way. There's spillage, and your other kids are going to be lapping that up too. For their sake and for your sake, recognize and fight that darkness. You can. We've got proof. Wow.
No, I'm
You good?
Sorry.
do it.
Sorry.
No, yes.
She's
I'm,
okay.
I'm okay. I literally just had this conversation with my mom today, and I don't blame my grandma. Like, there are reasons why her mom was the way she was, and that's what I'm saying, is that my mom chose not to allow herself to carry on those reasons. Not that her mom is a bad person, just that she chose to make her life different, and she chose to not live her life in the same way.
And her mom was part of the cycle.
Yes,
Like, it came
her mom
from
has
somewhere, which
trauma.
came from somewhere.
She has baggage, and didn't. She just. I don't blame her in a terrible way. I'm just very, very, very proud of my mom. That's that's why I got so emotional, because
And think about
it's just
what
wild that it was
the domino
today.
effect from one person deciding to break a cycle.
Yeah,
The Thunder family is here
it's crazy.
because one person decided to break a cycle. Like,
Yes.
we're here talking to you. We would not be otherwise. We wouldn't be together. She wouldn't be the person that she is. She may not be here. Like there's so many things that just wouldn't be possible had one person not decided to break the cycle. That's why I'm like, yeah, you got the Black Hole Award. You're terrible. Just know that you don't have to stay terrible.
I hope that Lizzie decides to break the cycle.
Lizzie, yeah, because it sounds like it might be too late for OP, which is unfortunate. But Lizzie, let's hope that Lizzie does decide to break that cycle. Can I get a gift release, please?
I got the poster.
We've got some thanks to give here. Angel, let me catch him on the YouTube side first. I've missed a bunch. Angel dropping the $2 super to make sure Candy's okay. She is. She's good. She is good. I don't know what I was thinking, man. Like, Candy Thunder, get on up here. I should have known better.
How could you have known that I had that conversation?
I should have seen the parallels and at least checked first. Joanne Harrison dropped the $5 super set. I was very lucky to marry a wonderful man who cherishes me. That is awesome. And I think that's one of the best things to happen for somebody who breaks the cycle, right? Having a supportive, actual loving partner is a big deal. Michelle Heather dropping the New Zealand 50. Thank you so much for that. Had her dropping the 5 said, if you ever hear Candy or Dusty go silent after a story, you know they are boiling with rage. Yeah, and in this case, something even more, right? Some personal experience to pull from, which is bop. Yeah, good times. All right, Charlotte Arnold, the #1 spot here for hitting the W coins to unlock Caden Thunder and some confetti. Hey, yeah, buddy, you're hopping up. Argroza in the #2 spot. Bailey Chapman, Crystal Williams, Tony Spock, Mungau, Serenity's Turmoil, Doroshko, Angel Arsenic, Gaetanis, Pet Fam Life, Adventures with Pam, Love My Family, Grithamore, Queenie, Real Broad Zuba, Liv Higdon, Annabella Borges. Annabella Borges. Krista Museum Girl, thank you all so much for that. Helped us get to the next level here, which is going to be an unlock, a shirt change and a Tony Spark appearance. I got my Dusty shirt on. I haven't even talked about it yet. My gosh heckin' swag. Heck yeah, it did show up before the Dusties, like day before, maybe 2 days before. Heck yeah, and it's the 3/4 sleeve, like baseball shirt. I'm a fan. Works really well underneath stuff. I don't know why I'm still talking. All right, the next one is going to unlock that shirt change and a Tony Spark appearance. And if I can get this changed over right quick, we are going for bop. Tony Spark. Let me get the number set here real quick. If I can figure out what buttons to hit. There we go. Okay, we're going for...
No more heavy stories. The next one's kind of wild.
He said no more heavy stories, but that's what he said in the beginning. So let's not trust him until we have proof, right? Fairy Gothman with the $2 super on the YouTube side says being a cycle breaker is peak bravery.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That is heroic moment shit right there. Heroic moment. All right, ladies and gents, you've unlocked them. Let's bring them up. The one and only Caden Thunder.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
High Rollers Club.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey. How's everyone doing after that story? How are we all doing? Just checking in on everybody. Yum.
Caden actually found it.
Yum?
That's just, I was just reading.
Somebody's feeling yum.
Someone's feeling yum. Sometimes you gotta be like that. I got some crumble cookie last night, and you know, me and my girlfriend got crumble cookie for Valentine's Day. They had the molten lava flavors, and the
Was that yum?
molten lava was yum.
The molten lava.
Yum
That's
AF. Molten lava's so good AF.
Do you need some like vanilla ice cream to go with it?
Yeah, you could put some vanilla ice cream on top.
A la mode.
Yeah, the chilled strawberry too. Bussin'. Delish.
Hey, how did you like creating and watching the Dusties?
Oh, the Dusties was awesome. That was super. That's one of the coolest things we've made. That was, I mean, I didn't have that much of a hand in it aside from my brilliant acting skills and the blooper reel, but it was super, super
Nah, you had a lot to do.
That's true.
Your
I mean,
acting was on point though.
yeah. The acting. You guys feel good about my acting? That's step 1 in my career, Hollywood. I'm coming. I'm on my way. Next season of Stranger Things. I'm the main character. Yep. Me and 11 go on a picnic. They're go on adventures.
What's happening?
Hollywood.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. You left me up here for too long. It's derailing. It's derailing.
You got to rant for 30 more seconds.
Ah, man. So, anyways, Severance. Let's talk about Severance. Great show. Been watching that lately. You guys, any Severance fans in here? I need to find some people to talk about it with. Severance. Nobody.
Don't talk about it too much.
I'm not talking about it other than the fact that I'm talking about it. We're having an inactivity issue. It's happening.
No.
It's all happening.
Puzzle. So if that happens while you're up here, you just drag that little puzzle piece.
I'm not good at real life puzzles. I can't do fake ones. Okay. Yeah, Severance. Super good show. It's on Apple TV and Amazon. It's about these people that go to work, and then when they go to work, they have their like work personality separate than their like social life personality, and it gets super weird. It's super good show. Like, yeah, crumble cookie. I don't know, but they're like actual like 1,000-calorie cakes, but just a cookie. So you gotta like. Oh my god.
Ow! This is in my ear!
Oh, that was intense. Paradise. Thanks. Thank you. Severance, yeah, Severance and Alice in Borderland. Those are my 2 shows right now. That scared me. I'm gonna go stand in a safe space. Goodbye.
Katie Thunder, ladies and gentlemen. I was waiting until Candy Thunder came out from her pee break, and I was going to shoot the confetti as she was walking by to get her squealing, because the sound effect is always 10 out of 10, right? So that's why Caden had to vamp an extra time. And then Candy Thunder comes out, and she's like, give me a hug. And I'm like, I can only side hug you because I'm hiding a confetti cannon under my jacket. And I got through that, sidestepped that enough to where you didn't know. And then as soon as she turned around and started walking over to her perch here for streams, I whipped it out. Boom! That's all of that sounded and looked wrong, I'm sure. I'm sorry. Also, first comment I see whenever I walk up is someone say, just finished shrinking. I'm like, oh, the confetti cannon did that to you? It is cold. It is cold. I think you're talking about a show, though.
I started that show.
Started what? Shrinking?
The show.
Oh, it's a show?
The show.
Yeah, I didn't know it was a show. Thus the comment throwing me a little off there. Okay, we are on our way for the 1K finger heart goal, which again unlocks Tony Spark and a wardrobe change. In the meantime, we'll dive over to our next story here. Spicy story. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got one of these for you. It's spicy story time.
Could be actually spicy.
Could actually be spicy? We'll see.
Takes on a whole new meaning.
Title of this one is Exposing My Boyfriend of 5 years After I Found Out He Was Selling Pictures of My Armpits and More.
What? Ew.
Y'all, is there an armpit fetish community? Is that a thing?
There's something for everyone.
Is that a
I don't know
thing?
what side of Reddit Caden was on.
What makes an armpit sexy? Like, is it hairy, not hairy? Like, armpits.
What?
Also, like, the leg version of an armpit is a knee pit. Is it a knee pit or is it a leg pit or what do you call it? Behind your knee? Like that? The knee pit?
The story's a wild ride.
Okay. Apparently, so Tony Spark says the story is a wild ride. Let's dive in. It's a spicy one. Okay, you know what? I feel like something is the right thing to do here. Here we go. Drama mode activated.
I give you permission to film my armpits.
You give me permission to sell armpit shots. If it covers the mortgage, baby. Like,
It means it's no different to me.
okay, here we go. I am kind of genuinely mortified, disgusted, and confused over what's happened to me the past month. Fake names and Reddit account because my boyfriend's friends use Reddit. I, 32 female, have been with my boyfriend, David, for 5 years. During those 5 years, I rebuilt my mental health after a horrible relationship in my early 20s, and I was really able to build up my confidence and create a safe, happy life after I met David. He was super funny, charming, and sweet. Like he came in and checked all the boxes that my previous relationship neglected to. And his friend group was super nice and welcoming, so I felt at home. I moved in with David officially a few years ago. We've been on vacations together. I know his whole family, his friends. We've even been talking about getting engaged soon. The possibility of kids. Everything seemed to be going great. I finally felt comfortable and happy, which is a big deal for me. Until I found these messages on David's phone with his best friend calling him Ethan. We were getting ready to go to his friend's cookout, and David was showering. And I know I shouldn't snoop, but I saw these messages about getting pics, and I got curious. David and Ethan used to get super drunk and party pretty hard back in their college days, so I know they can get into trouble. But I've also met Ethan and their entire friend group so many times over the years. They all seemed like nice enough guys, and I had met their girlfriends who had come and went. I always ended up being the only one that stuck around. When I opened David's phone, there were a lot of cleared messages with only 1 or 2 texts. But there was this one text convo between David and Ethan. Ethan, I'm chipping $20 in. Michael said he'd pay the extra $50 on top of it if he gets some laundry. David, I've got a few stacks of pics in Ziplocs. I'll drop them by soon. Laundry is a big one. Tell Michael a hundo. Ethan, Michael says a hundo for a pair of socks. David, deal, but 100 on top of the 20 for the armpit prints. Bring them tonight. Ethan, any used razors or anything that smells good? David, not yet. Been watching for anything. I'll bring a bigger haul next time. Ethan, bet. I can't wait for those pics.
Oh my gosh. What?
I half expected to see a David. She just flushed. I'm sorry, I couldn't grab it in time.
Oh my.
At this point, I was super confused and scared. I thought they might be trading pics of models or something stupid, so I went to go look through David's bag, and inside a black leather man pouch, I found a small Ziploc with these photos wrapped in rubber bands. Stacks of printouts of pictures of armpits. Of my fucking armpits. There were tissues in the bag. Q-tips, fingernail clippings, what looked like some wadded up used tissue, one of my tampons I threw in the trash, and yes, a dirty pair of socks, my socks, wadded into a ball. There was wads of 20s in there too, at least a few hundred. No, I didn't take the money. I was terrified. I texted my best friend Layla about how freaked out I was and sent some pics, and she told me to try and get as much info as possible at the cookout before making a giant mess of things, and to keep her updated in case she needed to beat some ass. So I grabbed a couple of the pics and shoved them into my jacket. After David got out of the shower, he could tell I was acting weird, but I told him I was just having stomach issues, which is fairly normal, and he didn't suspect anything. We went to Ethan's cookout, and everything went like usual. There were a bunch of his buddies there, some brought their girlfriends. We usually did these events once or twice a month, so I had no idea how long David, the man I love and imagined spending my entire life with, has been selling pics and pieces of my trash to make a quick buck. I had no idea how far this stretched, or how long it had been happening. Has my entire social circle been built upon me being a market for some creeps to get paraphernalia? I was mortified. Not only that, but this entire social circle, these men, children, that I have spent the better part of 5 years around have been buying pictures of my armpits and God knows what else. I feel violated and terrified. This is the craziest thing that has ever happened to me, but I just had to make it through the night like normal. The cookout went on like normal until David excused himself to go to the bathroom because he was feeling sick. And I noticed Ethan and a few of their other friends head upstairs a couple minutes later, while they left the girlfriends downstairs to have girl time. So as soon as I saw an opening, I introduced myself to the girls and I told them everything. I told them that there's a good chance that they're up there right now being creepy as hell buying armpit pictures, Q-tips, and tampons. I pulled the pics I had swiped from David's stash and showed the girls my award-winning armpit Polaroids. They were baffled and wanted to call the cops pretty much immediately, but we decided we needed to confront them about it. So we all barged upstairs, walking into Ethan's room at once, where they were all congregating. David was in the room with the boys, not in the bathroom, looking fine. I asked, "What are you doing up here? Thought you were having stomach problems." He shrugged and said, "Talking to the boys now?" All of them looked like deer in the headlights. I saw a small bag in Ethan's hand and asked what was in it. He said, "Oh, just some random trash and stuff." I dropped the folded pics of my own armpits onto the floor and asked, "How's tonight's haul going, David?"
Yes.
David went paper white in the face, and so did his friends. Ethan told us all to get out and said he had no idea what I was talking about. I asked him, "Oh, so you're not trying to buy my used razors and socks?" They were all speechless. The girls were getting into shouting matches with their boyfriends. David stumbled around until he came up with, "I was just trying to make some money to support you and for our future, and you don't understand and you don't even care about the stuff, so how is it affecting you?" And a load of horseshit like that. I told David we were breaking up, and he's lucky if I don't press charges on all of them. It turned into a household screaming match, and I ended up leaving with the other girls, to go get a drink. I told David to stay at his friend's house because I'm panicking. I told David to stay at his friend's house because I'm packing. So it's been a crazy few weeks for me, Reddit. David has been messaging me on and off, telling me he's sorry and he loves me, telling me it wasn't his fault and his friends convinced him, and then telling me it's all my fault again. It's hard, but I've mostly just ignored him. I also stayed in contact with a couple of the girls from that night who helped me out. I haven't gone to the police yet, but I'm considering it soon. David's terrified, we're broken up, and I'm staying with Layla, my bestie, for the time being. For now, I'm happy to get away from those freaks, but pretty messed up about the whole situation. I don't understand how long this has been going on. If I found out anything else, I may update, but I just want this all to be over. I don't know if I was in the wrong for the way I exposed them all. I feel sick to my stomach about the situation with David, but I know I can never trust him again now.
Just go ahead and read
There's an update.
I gotta get a drink. This is a lot.
We have a new
that. What the fuck story?
contestant for most Delulu story.
Again, I ask, what makes an armpit sexy?
Or a used
I pity the fool.
trap. Don't have those things and keep it.
Ew.
What?
Why is it just her?
I don't think it's just her. I think he was the hauler this time. I think it's I don't know, it's really weird. Yeah, she feels wrong for the way she exposed them. No. You feel bad? Shouldn't they all feel bad?
Oh, I said contestant. I meant contender.
Contestant?
I said we have a new contestant for most Delulu. I meant contender.
I think it's pretty much the same thing.
Next
It'll work.
contestant
It'll work.
on most Delulu.
It'll work. Next contender for most of Lulu. Yeah. All right, here's the update. Just wanted to let those of you know who are kind. Just wanted to let those of you who are kind know that me and the other girls and my bestie Layla, found out that they've been selling used tissues, tampons, and pads from us to each other for years. But I was the one-stop shop for their friend group. It's some kind of kink. They all get themselves off to our trash, especially mine, like trading cards. I didn't see it, but one of the guys implied he'd been buying my hair. Yeah. And according to David, he did it for a profit, and not for any weird reason, saying that he's not into this stuff himself, asking me to take him back, telling me I'm beautiful, etc. But I told him I'm still never going to be able to trust him again, and that I felt extremely violated and uncomfortable. So far, no police, and I've just kept my distance. Don't know how much legal standing I have for armpit pics. I misspoke, they're not Polaroids, they're printout copies of pics of my armpits taken when I was asleep or from behind me just zoomed in. Cropped pics of my armpit. No feet, no butt, just armpits. From what I've seen so far, at least. And again. Why? Yes, I've known and met his friends multiple times over the past 5 years, but like I said, they were always single or had short-term relationships, so I didn't have good relationships with any of the girls at first. Yes, his parents are aware of the situation. From what I've heard, his parents are extremely embarrassed by his actions. To everyone confused about all of this, yeah, me too. I'm devastated and back to square one over something so strange. I have a lot of feelings that I haven't felt in years creeping back up, and I'm feeling the urge to get back at David. I just don't know how. I can't stop thinking about him. I've spoken to him several times over the past couple of days after ignoring him for weeks, but seeing all of these comments is bringing up some unresolved feelings and major stress triggers for me. And because he was my comfort person, I still want to go cuddle up next to him and watch a movie while he's snapping pics of your armpit. But instead, I'm just going to focus on revenge, selling his search history on eBay or something. I'll figure it out. The other girls are planning something to get at Ethan, the big spender apparently, and one of the other girls' now ex-boyfriend, so I'll update if anything happens. For now, I'm a mess, and I both equally despise and miss David for some reason. And there's the actual end.
Yikes.
You can't take this boy back. You can't take this. You're right, you would never be able to trust him again. And I understand that he's your comfort person, but all of that comfort that you felt was a lie. It was a lie. You have to realize that. Everything you felt was a lie because he was deceiving you the entire time. The entire time. You know what I think would be hilarious? Like you said, all these other guys had trouble keeping girlfriends. They'd have them for short term. But once they finally found one that they stuck with for a longer period of time, I wonder how similar that girl's armpits were to yours. I wonder if you were like the gold standard when it comes to armpits, and all the other girls that were just short-term girlfriends of the friend group, they just didn't have pits that matched up. Yes, she was the epitome. Nice job, Caden Thunder.
And Caden Thunder found this story.
Caden Thunder found this story too.
I don't know what parts of Reddit he was on.
He went to the dark side for it.
He was on the dark side of Reddit for a minute.
I guess so.
I'm impressed.
Feels like she was just a mark. Fields family of fight. Yeah, this guy was the freaking kingpin. He was a drug dealer. The drug was just like armpit pics and dirty Q-tips. I just trash.
Trashy.
Her pics legally belong to her. Selling them is legally theft. Fur and feathers. I think she does have a legal leg to stand on here. And you get into several invasions that I think would probably result in a restraining order for starters. Also, like how fucked up of a friend group do you have to have for like a group of people, like 5 dudes, all decide this is something they want to do? What other shit are they into? Concerned. Brittany says Caden needs to give feedback and answer where he found this on Reddit. This story's insane. It was an AITA WIBTA, right?
Yeah.
Coming to you now from AITA WIBTA. Caden Thunder, you wanna give any feedback on how you found this story and how your flabbers were gasted?
I could just talk about the comments.
Yeah, go for it. Hop on up. Caden Thunder's jumping in with some feedback here. Can we get some feedback? Get some feedback.
I don't have much to say, but it was on AITA WIBTA.
Just looking at your pits.
Oh,
Seeing if they're worthy. I don't know.
My money makers.
Where does one sell armpit pictures?
yeah.
I needs to know.
I don't know. Reddit. The Reddit comments were pretty much a rotation of you need to call the police. You should have sold the pictures yourself. And where can I sell these pictures? So Reddit's pretty much just interested in finding out where we can all sell armpit pictures, because
There's an armpit Reddit.
there's an armpit subreddit.
So there's Reddit/armpit community has 16,000 members.
Okay, 16,000 members. Armpit Reddit.
/armpit fantasy has 13,000 members.
Wow, there's an armpit. There's multiple armpit
there's
subreddits.
NSFW ones too.
There's NSFW armpits. I don't know where this is going. I'm just updating you as we go.
Okay, so these are all just pictures of like they're like clothed. And
Fully
it's just, like, their
clothed
arms up in the air.
armpits. Stop.
Off of it.
This is your work computer.
I'm investigating for the channel.
Well,
Oh God, Caden. What did you find?
I stumbled upon some sort of armpit. I don't know what I've stumbled. I don't know what to.
I'm buying the domain pitsofdespair.com. Done.
What
We'll
have I
have a
done?
site launched by 4 p.m.
I did not.
It's already 4:25. Tomorrow.
This is what happens when you pick a story on Reddit. Your whole office looks at pictures of armpits.
At least it's not poop Reddit.
That's true. We've been there too.
I
On that note,
We can't even talk about.
goodbye.
Caden Thunder, ladies and gentlemen.
We can't even talk about
Hey.
Reddit.
Hey, you know what? You know what? This was a mood shift for sure. That was a cleanser. That was a good cleanser.
very nice.
That was
Nice
yeah,
order.
that was good. Good cleanser.
It was cleansing.
It was a chaser. It was a chaser.
Is it extra if they're not?
Okay, we're at 181K right now on the figure hearts, which will unlock shirt change and Tony Spark appearance here. We hit the 10 of 10 for the super chats, which unlocks the spicy stories. You guys are amazing. You done did it. Let me get the next one set up here, which would unlock another spicy story. Holy cow. It was 10 and it was okay. So this one will include the light blue and higher.
And that spicy story has even more twists and turns.
That's
than that
the
one.
next spicy story has even more twists and turns.
It has more pits and turns.
Has even more pits and turns than trash tampons and picks and armpit picks. Arm picks. I don't know. What do you even say there? Spicy number 2 story. It's like I'm at a Thai restaurant.
But my armpits are getting sweaty.
Your pits are getting sweaty?
Just thinking about it.
Get a pick.
There's this moment when they start sweating before they get like full blown like showing moisture. That's the golden hour for armpit pictures.
Fingernail clipper.
All right, here we go. We're getting into the next one.
It smells like something.
Getting into the next one now. All right.
This is a classic.
A way to have control of this.
Hey there, it's Dusty with yet another story for you. This one is my 25 male girlfriend, 23 female, is upset at something I did before we were officially together. How can we not let it ruin our relationship? Okay. Not an AITA, nothing we can apply the scale to, so no poll on this one. I do immediately like, though, how OPs frame this as not how can I get out of the doghouse, how can I get her to see past this, but how can we not let it ruin our relationship? So healthy mindset right off the bat here. Amber, I look scared. I'm scared most of the time. All right. Title again was My 25 Male Girlfriend 23 Female is Upset at Something I Did Before We Were Officially Together. How can we not let it ruin our relationship? My girlfriend and I have a really great relationship. Before this situation came out, our relationship was great. Those two sentences back to back are really funny.
Do ya?
My girlfriend and I have a really great relationship. Before this situation came out, our relationship was great. Then it wasn't.
I don't think you do.
She repeatedly told me that this was the best relationship she has had and how we communicate very well. We've been together officially about 9 months and have been planning our 1-year anniversary. Before we were officially together, we were seeing each other and did this for 7 months before making it official. The reason it took so long is because when I commit, and I'm not going to commit until I know I can give 200%, and she even says I'm the best relationship she's had. You've mentioned that a couple of times here. The best. The issue she has, because during our seeing each other stage, I hooked up with someone in her inner circle.
We have the best relationship. I screwed her best friend.
I'm the best.
Gosh dang it. I was giving OP so much cred in the beginning, like healthy mindset. This is a we. Okay. And then immediately it's like, I'm the best. I'm the best. She says I'm the best. I'm the best. Before we were official, I slept with her bestie. But still, she says we're the best relationship. She recently found out because her friend told her, not out of guilt, but out of jealousy for our relationship, according to OP. I can go on and on, but she's not a good person. Most of my girlfriend's friends are great people, but this woman showed her character. When she was showing you her armpits, or at some other point in time?
You've lost all credibility.
Either way, this hurt my girlfriend when she found out. One, because it was her friend, and I can say I was wrong and take full accountability for that. Can you now? Because you haven't yet. The other part is the fact that I was sleeping with others before we were official, but that was more of a miscommunication. Yeah, I didn't cheat. That was just a miscommunication. So, like, you didn't know the rules of the stage of dating that we were at the time, and I didn't, fully remind you of the rules. So it was really just, you misunderstood the rules.
Because when I commit.
And I didn't do anything wrong. I just wasn't ready to 200% commit yet. She was under the impression that I wasn't sleeping with other people, and I was just too busy to make it official. I had told her I don't want to commit until I can fully dedicate 200% to be the boyfriend she deserves. Just a misunderstanding and communication. Well, you cleared that right the fuck up. Thank you so much. It's like you turned water into wine. It's just crystal clear now. Everything makes perfect sense. Yeah, no, not that you were right. That you are a massive douche canoe who eats your own shit and calls it ice cream and expects everyone else to eat it and be like, yeah, that's ice cream. No, it's shit. Your shit is shit. And no one thinks it's ice cream. It's bullshit. And everyone sees right through it. Except maybe her. We aren't at risk of breaking up. She thinks it's ice cream. But she's been distant and just wants to take the initiative so this doesn't fester in our relationship. Wait.
Should she take initiative?
What? Okay, so the question, how do we prevent this from destroying our relationship, isn't your question. That's her question. And the answer is, you can't, because you're never going to be able to trust this one-ply douche canoe, okay? You can't. It's not that deep. He's not capable. He's not capable. And it will always be, oh, you misunderstood. It will always be, oh, because I wasn't at this level, I was here, you misunderstood. It will always be your fault. It will always be somehow a clumsy gaslighting ceremony, which is what we just witnessed. And the fact that she fell for this at all, and is like, yeah, we're not breaking up. I just don't want this to fester. Bish, please taste the shit. It ain't ice cream. I know that metaphor makes no sense at all, and you guys are just like rolling with it, but
sounds like something I would say. You've been around me for too long.
The halfway point is a dollop of daisy.
Dollop of daisy.
They're gonna break up because he has no accountability, Kayla. 100%. 100%. I'd love to hear this from her perspective. Angel says, yes, that would be great. She'd probably be like, he's so full of shit, and I see right through it. And I'd be like, thank you.
What's his deal with 200%?
Rebecca, don't eat poop, kids. That's right. I'm in no way condoning eating poop. Just want to put that out here right now.
People give 100, but I give it 200.
That's right.
Why is 200%?
Like, honestly,
So here's the deal. Look, when we were in that dating phase, I was at 100. I wasn't ready to be at 200 because I was giving the other 100 to her vajayjay.
I mean, honestly, babe, most guys don't even give 100.
No, most guys aren't even capable of.
above and beyond.
Yeah, that's right. I'm twice as good as everybody, which is why until I'm ready to be like the doubly best boyfriend you've ever had, I'm going to be the best boyfriend you've ever had to you and to someone else. And then when I'm ready to take that percentage from them and give it to you, then I will. But until then, I'm only a man.
Babe, I only did it because, like, when I commit, you know.
I'm only a man, and it's summer. There are armpits everywhere.
Brozo.
Someone said the bro.
Wow. Wow.
This is bro math.
Okay, Renee, I feel like he has made this relationship up in his head. Magic drop, yeah, why is she still giving him the time of day? Maybe she's not. Maybe she's making her silent exit
We're
now.
not on the verge of breaking up.
No, we're not. We're totally not breaking up, bro. What? No. No, why would you even say that? Why would you even put out vibes like that, bro? New armpits everywhere. That's right. This is Today's stream brought to you by the body part armpit. Huh. I'm still just like boggled by that. But now every time I see Candy Thunder putting deodorant on while getting ready, I'm gonna be like, oh, baby, baby, turn the heat down in here. You're too hot. Call the police and the fireman. Make a dragon want to retire, man.
Oh my gosh. Consider me embarrassed.
Put that arm down, honey. Put that arm down. If you leave that arm up, I can't be responsible for what happens next.
Oh dear Lord.
All right, we'll bounce to the next story here. Sorry. I'm just weird.
Dude, go to number 5.
I love it.
5? Okay. All right, bouncing to number 5 here. Are you bouncing, Kanuna? Okay. All right, ladies and gents, we're diving over to the next one here. Hey, it's Dusty with yet another story for you. This one is, am I the astronaut for leaving my own birthday dinner because my girlfriend turned it into a proposal for herself? What? Okay, we'll do a poll for fun.
I just want to say that I
for
told you
shits and
guys that
giggles
we're not
here.
having stories today,
For shits and giggles, we'll do a poll. Okay, poll has begun. Title again. Am I the astronaut for leaving my own birthday dinner because my girlfriend turned it into a proposal for herself?
on the inside.
NTA. Lana, how do you even do that, right? I'm just envisioning this very Glinda-esque situation where it's her boyfriend's friggin' birthday dinner, and she's like, I think we all know why this event is happening, and I just want to say, yes, I will marry you, and you are so lucky. Thank you.
It's like when Glinda said, I have a secret. Pharaoh and I are getting married.
Yes.
And we actually already, oh, he doesn't know.
Oh, he doesn't know. Yes, he doesn't know.
Oh, he doesn't know.
Oh, giving him the ring and asking him to propose to her like she brought her own freaking ring. I don't know. It takes like a whole new level of Delulu that accepts the fact that somebody isn't giving you a ring. You're having to like get it yourself to be okay with that. I think I'm going with she has the expectation that he's done all of this for her. But you could be right. You could be. NTA took it hard. Subaka in the Gosh Heckin' Fam on the TikTok side. It's been a minute since I've seen a new member of the Gosh Heckin' Fam over on the TikTok side. Welcome. Glad to have you. All right, here we go. I, 28 male, had my birthday dinner last weekend, and my girlfriend, Sarah, 27 female, offered to plan it. I was excited because I usually keep things low-key, but she said she wanted to make it special. She booked a nice restaurant and invited close friends and family. Words are hard. Everything okay?
Yeah, I was able, but it's fine.
Okay.
She was asking about food.
She booked a nice restaurant and invited close friends and family. Everything was going great until it was time for dessert. The waiter brought out a cake, but instead of my name, it said, "Will you marry me, Sarah?" Oh my God. This is Janice level. Oh my God.
Nailed it.
She weaponized the cake.
She did weaponize the cake. The cake is a lie. I, at that moment, was jumping up and screaming at the top of my lungs, "This cake is a lie!" She had them right. Will you marry me, Sarah? She's asking herself to marry her with your cake. You've been framed. You've been cake framed. I gotta say though, it looks like the outcome for your pending marriage and the rest of your life is looking really, really positive. You're gonna be very successful. I was completely blindsided. Sarah got all teary-eyed, turned to me and said, "Well, this is the best surprise ever, right?" It's a big fucking surprise. You're right about that.
This is Glinda.
Everyone around us started clapping and her friends were filming. I just sat there, stunned. She took my silence as hesitation and started going on about how she knew I wasn't big on grand gestures, but she couldn't wait anymore, so she took matters into her own hands. Motherfucker, if you did not, at this point, stand up and like someone had a 34-foot flame blowtorch on your asshole, run at full speed out the door, down the block, and just as far away as you could get. In general, I will come through this story and bitch slap you to get you to come to your senses. At that moment, I stood up and said, "This is my birthday. If you wanted a proposal, you should have talked to me about it first." Then I grabbed my stuff and walked out. Good enough. Sarah was mortified, and her friends blew up my phone, calling me an asshole for embarrassing her and ruining the night. I'm not worried about the night. She just tried to ruin my fucking life. She even said I humiliated her when she was just trying to do something romantic. Something romantic? She tried to trick me into marrying her. That's not something romantic. That's criminal. Now my family is split. Some say I should have just gone along with it for the night, while others think she crossed a major boundary. So am I the astronaut for leaving my own birthday dinner because my girlfriend hijacked it for a proposal? No! Hell no. However, look, you bizzo, delulu, audacity level. This is going to choke for a second. It always does, but then it'll get there. That's what she said. Crazy woman. She has to understand that by doing what she's doing, it's a gamble. It's a huge gamble. And the risk is what ended up happening. She accepted the risk when she chose to do this. And if it were something that you were ready to do and you were like, oh, hell yeah, this is perfect, rock and roll, cool. But you weren't. She took a choice away from you. And she doesn't get to do that. She doesn't own you. She doesn't get to claim you. You get to make that decision for yourself. But the fact that she thinks she has that power means that this happening was the biggest blessing you've ever received, because it allows you to escape the inevitable hell that would have been the rest of your life. Think about this for a second, dude. If this choice wasn't even yours, what choice will be? Can you imagine living in a world where someone else makes all of your choices? You have no say whatsoever. You were a prop. It was bold. There was a grand gesture. I mean, fuck me. What? Is it not even like she proposed to you? She proposed to her. I'm so confused. It's an NTA. Angel dropping the $5 on the YouTube side says chokes for a second, but then gets there. I think that may be what he said. Oh, you heard that? Oh, I thought it was quiet enough that it didn't come through the stream. That doesn't work. Amanda Jacob, welcome to the Gosh Heck and Thunder crew on the YouTube side. Glad to have you. The audacity, the restraining order, Mother Trucker. I want to hear from OP on what happened after. What happened after? Because a person who's willing to take this big of a risk isn't going to be deterred by much. You know what I mean? And now you've publicly embarrassed her, so I legitimately would be changing your routes, staying with a buddy for a little while, making sure that your location is always shared with an inner circle, and be ready to defend yourself. This is gonna be some scary shit. It's scary, right? That's scary. That's scary. Angel. Oof. Okay. Quick check between here. We are at 751K on the finger hearts right now, which, as a reminder on the TikTok side, will unlock a shirt change and a Tony Spark appearance. We are at 3 of 10 on the YouTube side for the Super Chat goal, which will unlock another spicy story. Holy crap. Lilith dropping the $2 over there, said she didn't get engaged, she lost her boyfriend. Indeed. She lost everything because she was, I don't know, man. It just seems like if you were that confident, I don't know, it would take if you're that confident, why wouldn't you have the conversation with your partner ahead of time to just let them know what was happening? That way they have a chance to pump the brakes and save you from the embarrassment that followed. But she was overly confident. Immediately blocked the whole crew of Delulus, Elizabeth. Yeah. Yep. The fact that your family's divided on this now, OP, I'm afraid for you. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Okay, I am on to 6.
We're gonna go ahead and
Audible?
preemptively read Spicy.
Hey! Pre-bonus. We're getting there early. Spicy story number 2 is being served up on a platter.
150 to go.
Because we only have 150 to go to hit the goal. 144 now. Twisty and Turny? Okay. I don't know. New F Gal? I don't know. How the heck could they be divided? His family, but I don't know. Maybe it was the friend group that was divided. Oh no, the family said you should have gone along with it for the night. I'm like, no. Because then it's like the news, all the friends had their phones out. So then it's like the whole world thinks that you're engaged to this crazy, crazy woman.
I like how they say that he ruined the night, but his.
Yeah, he ruined the night. His birthday party. He ruined his own birthday party by exercising his right to not marry someone. Angel dropping another 2 there, said, don't forget to like the live. Thank you very much for the reminder there. We do greatly rely on your likes and your shares. And my shit just shut down and then turned right back on. The ghosts are here. The tech gremlins from the Dusties have now infected another piece of equipment. Traveling from piece to piece. All right, spicy reward story number 2. Let's dive into it. We got another one of these from True Off My Chest. And this one is titled, My Partner Left Me, so I told everyone he doesn't have cancer.
Don't leave me or I'll tell everyone you.
That's right. Yeah. I swear to God, if you ever leave me, I'm going to tell the whole world you don't have a terrible disease. Okay. My partner told me when we first got together that he has cancer, and if his operation doesn't go well, it could be terminal. He said his treatments have also made him infertile, so imagine our shock and joy when we found out that I was expecting at the start of 2024.
Oh, so he's a liar.
I'm even more confused. Maybe he thought he did? I'm even more confused now.
Self-diagnosed.
We now have a beautiful 5-month-old daughter who is perfectly healthy and thriving, and he is in remission. My pregnancy was difficult and lonely because all of the intense treatments he went through while waiting for his operation. I did a lot on my own, knowing he desperately needed this to have the best chance possible of shrinking his tumor before having it removed, so we can have a long, happy life together as a family. Okay, so he did have cancer. He's currently living with his mom while he is in recovery so that it takes the pressure off of me caring for both him and our baby until he is well enough to move into our new home with us. He still comes to our house and we go to his mom's all the time so our baby isn't missing him, and on Wednesdays he has his daddy-daughter days where it is just the 2 of them to make sure they are bonding well, and he has had the practice until he is well enough to take care of her at home full time and give me a little break too. Last week we had an attempted break-in at the house. I asked him to come over and stay here while I'm waiting for the locks to be changed, and because I'm scared, but he wouldn't. I was talking to his mom, too, who slipped up telling me he wasn't home. Long story short, this is Reddit. I'm sure you can see where this is going. I don't know, lady. Like, you've given us a lot at this point that I have no idea where all of this is going. We argued for over 24 hours before my suspicions became too much and I went to Facebook. It took me less than an hour to find the first 2 women. During my pregnancy, I was suspicious of a lot of things and put it all down to my hormones, as he would continuously tell me that I am paranoid and hurting him when I ask. One thing my paranoia just wouldn't let up about was his cancer and his treatments. I asked his mom about it, who told me he doesn't have cancer, but he is having treatments. What medical facility would be like, yes, you could get chemotherapy when you don't have cancer? He has an autoimmune disease, which he receives transfusions for. Very serious, but nowhere near terminal, and no operations required. She also informed me he was in rehab, not the hospital. He was addicted to illicit powder and was trying to recover for me and our baby. I never mentioned to him that I knew. I assumed it was the embarrassment of wanting to get clean without my knowing, so he could be a good partner and dad. I was so proud of him for getting that help that I never spoke out about it. With his autoimmune disease, his mom explained how brutal it has been for him and that he did have chemo a few years back, so maybe that's why he's confused. Pregnancy brain is a real thing, and maybe I'm just too blindly in love because I accepted this and never questioned it again. After discovering the first 2 women, I sent my partner a message telling him to let his girlfriend know I'm asking after her and not to bother coming home anymore. I've had the locks changed from the break-in so he can't get in. He panicked and started begging me to answer the phone and let him come see me so he could explain everything. I started to see everything through clear eyes for the first time and realized how long he had been gaslighting me for, and told him no. Realizing he couldn't get through to me and now aware I was trying to contact his girlfriend, he panicked and went to her instead. During that time, I found a photo she had shared of the 2 of them and shared it to my profile with the caption of, "Can someone please ask this woman to contact me?" She instantly blocked me, but her sister got in touch with me instead. Apparently, the family have never trusted him and knew something was wrong. This affair is serious enough to have met the family. She says he has told her not to speak to me as I'm deranged stalker he slept with once years ago and have been hurting him, trying to convince people my baby is his.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I've been hunting him down. I've been hunting him down, trying to convince people my baby is his. I sent her a photo of the birth certificate and us in the hospital together to show her sister before he can lie to her anymore. Green flag sister here, being like, something's off. During this, I'm also messaging another woman who is furious at what he has done and is helping me with all the information she's aware of. She tells me he broke her heart by cheating on her without even knowing he was cheating on me too. So far, I have the current timeline. Chemo in March, a 19-year-old. Rehab in April through July, a woman of an appropriate age this time, but also cheating on her. August to now, his 20-year-old girlfriend. I then find out his emergency cancer medication that he had to leave for in the middle of labor was actually the fact my 2 failed epidurals, screaming in agony, begging the doctors to help because I thought I was dying while the emergency team rushed in to place extra monitors on our baby in distress, was actually just a huge turn on for him, so he needed to go sleep with a 20-year-old before making it back, just in time to kiss me before I went into emergency surgery. This was Sunday. It's now Saturday the following week. I made a post on Facebook calling out my partner for his actions with photographs, medical notes, and evidence, and asking people to leave me alone on Tuesday after 48 hours of no sleep, multiple calls to the crisis team, and a barrage of harassment from his friends and family who want to sue me for character defamation. If this was a regular affair, I'd lick my wounds and move on. But now that I have learned I have been leaving my daughter alone with a drug addict who is claiming he doesn't know me or his daughter to others, but demanding custody rights to me. Tons of women have now come forward and have also dated him during our relationship with no idea of me or each other. This is obviously really upsetting, but what upsets me the most is that I begin to notice a very worrying pattern. He's told every single one of these women that he has cancer and can't get them pregnant.
Oh my gosh.
I said my labor and delivery was difficult. I was induced due to an infection that I had. My GP had told me I had an STI, and although I understood and took the treatment and was induced, my madly in love pregnancy brain never accepted it as an STI until I went back this week and checked my hospital discharge notes, and it was there in big bold letters, sensitive, partner STI. He has been telling women that he has cancer and can't get them pregnant so they don't need protection, which led to an STI, which almost killed me and his daughter in labor. And he wasn't even there to be with us because he was sleeping with a young girl who also believes he has cancer. I decided to let everyone know that he in fact does not have cancer by using a screenshot of his mom's messages. All the women he has slept with to make sure they take a pregnancy and STI test. All of his friends who he has been guilting for years over his condition, and also social services and the police for sexual endangerment. Me and my daughter now have safeguarding in place from a local organization for women leaving abusive relationships, so I feel very safe to reveal the truth about him and make sure all of his partners are safe and informed, seeing as he couldn't uphold his legal obligation of declaring an STI. I guess his postpartum girlfriend will do it for him. There's more. Hang tight. I have also had contact from many of his old friends, band members, and ex-partners who have all gave me testimonies for their use for the police as backup if his mother does in fact try to sue me. This man has been lying and manipulating women for over 9 years. So far, everyone is now aware of his lies, and I am waiting for my in-person meeting with the police. I can't imagine any updates from here, as it will only be a legal battle that probably can't be shared, but if anything else of interest comes to, I will make sure to write about it. Oh, also, my partner is a primary school teacher.
Oh no! Where does he find the time?
Hold on! Candy Thunder's question is, where does he find the time? Not like...
I thought he was just like living off his mom.
Yeah, this is pretty bad. So, I mean, he's got his game figured out, and his game is using cancer to get laid. And also,
It's gonna come as a karmatic shock when he
building
actually gets it.
this sticky dicky pyramid scheme where he's got all these, oh my gosh, and now OP has a child with this man. That, yeah, you could probably get to the point where he obviously doesn't want to have anything to do with the child, or who knows what'll happen there. But no matter what, there's a biological link there, which really sucks. That's terrible. It's terrible. This is all terrible, and I can't believe it. I thought for sure the first time this happened, it would only happen once in a stream, but hell no. It's happening a second time. The first stream we're ever fucking using it, it's happening. This dude gets a black hole. He gets a black hole too. 2 in 1 day, the first time we're using him. Can you believe it? Would you look at that? Would you just look at it?
We said it would only be used in extreme cases.
This is an extreme
Yeah,
case.
there's 47 extreme cases.
There's been 2.
Feels like 47.
2. That's what you said.
200%.
It's been a lot. It's been a lot. Can you imagine? Can you imagine being in a relationship and finding that you've been lied to, and it's not just a double life, it's a quintuple life, whatever it is. It's just this web of lies that you were just a victim of. Elise dropping the $5 bomb over here said, write this down for the 2026 Dusties, because fucking wow.
We've already started the spreadsheet.
The spreadsheet's already been started.
They're on top of it. Holy crap.
Holy crap. I don't, you know, joy? Joy. The world is falling apart. It seems black holy to me. This is black holy.
Imagine finding out your kid's teacher. This was your kid's teacher.
Yeah. And the fact that he's a primary school teacher is the most concerning. At least it's not high school, because he was sleeping with 19-year-olds and using the cancer story on him. So I can easily imagine a scenario where he would not have been allowed around young adults.
I don't know. Just, oh my God.
Primaries all years?
No.
I thought primary was like K through 6, and then secondary was,
Correct.
and then post-secondary
Well,
is
maybe
college.
another-
That's how it is here.
That's how it is.
Oh yeah. That's how it is
Primary
here, but
elementary.
Primary over there is probably.
this is just, it's gross. This is gross. That's it. It's gross. So that was the sticky spicy story that was unlocked here preemptively. I don't even know like what. Okay.
UK is 5 to 11.
UK's 5 to 11. Gotcha.
And then I will look up USA.
So, my question here is, you know what? Perfect timing here. You guys unlocked Tony Spark. Tony Spark, he can help give some feedback on this story. You have no feedback on this story? That's bullshit. That is bullshit. I don't even know what to say to this guy, except this, like we've talked about earlier in the stream, like, where did this behavior come from? This came from somewhere. He didn't just be like, oh, it turns out having cancer's really good for getting laid, and then just compounded this problem. Like, the willingness for the risky behavior in all areas had to come from somewhere. Where and why? Like, where does that come from? That's one thing I'd be really curious in OP's shoes. Even though, yes, you never want to allow this person back in your life because they don't just abuse it. They use it in a way that is completely disrespectful and not okay, just by humanity standards. I would be curious, just based on what you've seen and what you know of his family, like, where this came from. It's gross.
Would you tell his boss?
Tell his boss? Oh, I mean, she already plastered it all over Facebook. Somebody there, it's probably more of a school board kind of thing.
I would.
I think it's where it would start, but yeah, that's a character issue. I mean, if you found out that one of your kids' teachers was,
I'd be fucking pissed.
yeah. Nancy, member for 7 months of the Gosh Heck Thunder Crew, says, I'm going to refer to males with STDs as sticky dickies from now on. Yeah. It makes sense, right? Makes sense. Hey, Nomi West with the Finger Hearts, Brandy Rose, Diana, Lori Britt, Christina, Scarlet Sky, Barnyard, Meg's World, Ricky, Yvette, Labyrinth, in the Gosh Heck fam over there. Heck yes, on the TikTok side. In particular order here for hitting the Finger Hearts, Charlotte Arnold led the board this time. Bailey Chapman in the number 2 spot. Tony Spark in the number 3 spot. Look at that. Overkill Mill, Nash-tastic, Cameron Jean, Crystal Williams, Great Auntie Kiki, Geeky Fane, Yvette B01, Big Hearted Bo, Doroshko, Katie Frazier, Angel Arsenic, Cupcake 92, Rex in Effect, Fierce and Fabulous 43, Sarah Bella, Violet Green, Bobsy, Christian Museum Girl, Sunless Healer, Celestial Tumblers, Meg's World, and this guy you know. Thank you all so much for helping us get there. I will not set up another one since we're going to be taking ourselves out here. But you get an appearance from Tony Spark here. Let's bring him up. And he'll help us take us out here. Ladies and gentlemen, you've unlocked him. Get to see his I know everybody's expecting some sage wisdom from him right now, and I think he's probably built up over a long period of time, so that's accurate. You should expect that sage wisdom from him. Let's get to it, eh?
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Spark.
No, I didn't use ChatGPT.
Well, now I'm not sure. You're wearing boots.
That's because it's snowy. I got my boots. It's a boot and a half.
Oh, boots.
The chewed up boot. Hi, people.
It's a boot and a half.
That's right, Elise. Oh my God, it's Tony Spark, the honorable mention winner of the 2025 Dusties. That's right. I personally thought that was the best part of the show. I mean, out of all the winners, only one got a real trophy. So, yeah.
Oh my God, it's the winner.
How's everybody doing? Also, apologies for the one heavy story today. That was not the plan.
Get my fist ready.
The rest of them, the rest of the stories I thought were pretty. We did a good mood shift after that story. Some crazy shit though. Some of these stories are fucking crazy today. Like, this guy, I don't know what this guy was doing. And then, yeah, the story about the proposal on the cake thing, I really felt like that's Glinda. It's something Glinda would do. He's like, Fiero and I are getting married. Really? He asked you already? Oh, he doesn't know. Yes. Yes. If you guys haven't seen Wicked, you should see it because it's amazing. Candy Thunder went and saw it twice, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. I bought it as soon as I could on Amazon. I watched it. I don't know how many times. Like if my Spotify Wrapped came out right now, Wicked would probably be the top 2 or 3 songs. Also, I really wanted, if I was really good at like making video edits, I thought it would be a really funny edit to, you know, how they have like the video and then they'll just put like the words over something when it's supposed to be somebody. It was like the opening scene. It was like the Chiefs losing would be "No one mourns the wicked." And, like, everybody would be like, you see the Glinda the Chiefs all singing, and then it'd be like the crowd. The Chiefs like, "No one mourns the wicked." Kill him! Light him on fire! And it'd be like, yeah, that's the Chiefs.
I walked in a really dark part of this.
You said the Chiefs losing the Super Bowl.
I wanted to do a video edit of that where it would be like that at the beginning. It'd be like,
People
it's the
really
Chiefs.
need is a really good common enemy.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, in my Wicked era. It's so good. If you guys haven't seen it, it's amazing.
No, he's definitely wearing pants today.
I am. I'm wearing jeans. I'm wearing boots. Yeah. It's really good.
He's got his shit kickers and his nut huggers on. Look at that.
Uh-oh. Something happened with YouTube.
YouTube chat just crashed. It happens.
My
For whatever
YouTube does
reason.
that when I'm watching.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about it.
Are we still live on YouTube?
Yep, we are. It just crashes the chat. It's really weird.
Is it snowing? I don't think it's snowing anymore.
It stopped, but
was
it's
this morning.
still a lot of snow on the ground.
It was snowing
No
this
shorts,
morning.
no shorts and boots. You don't do that. Then Daisy Dukes and
No shorts and boots.
boots. At least not to work.
No. Problem is they're just not super comfortable. They're actually more comfortable than regular like cowboy boots because they're like more the work. They have the actual sole on them, but yeah. And they're only a boot and a half because my friend's dog ate half of one. So yeah. Anyway,
The honorable mention winner at the Dusties. That's right.
did you see it? It was funny.
Awesome.
She had like a little necklace and she was like stabbing it with a little pin. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was.
I do want to take partial blame for what happened on Sunday because I wore the wrong socks. So, sorry. I didn't realize that till this morning when I put the socks on. I was like, oh no, I forgot to put these socks on Sunday. So.
It's your fault.
Also,
It's your fault, man.
I also don't want to point fingers at anybody, but when we've had a Super Bowl party at the house, Bonnie and her husband have only been at 2 of them and been on trips for the rest of them. And the 2 that they were at the house for were blowout losses. So.
It's because she accidentally gave it a thumbs down. Probably.
So.
When she meant to give it a thumbs up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, we'll start getting set up for VIP.
Okay, bye guys. Don't forget to follow at Tony Spark for all my wise wisdom,
Of which you post.
which I don't.
Of which you'll start posting.
I mean, my most recent
Right.
video on there was a hit.
Start posting. Well, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we all wore the wrong socks. 100%. Yeah, we did. All right, ladies and gents, we are gonna take ourselves out. Not take ourselves out. I said that again. I don't know. It's weird. Let me get some outro notes here. The next live will be Sunday, this coming February 16th at 9 p.m. Central, not 3 p.m. Central, 9. Where we'll be streaming on TikTok and YouTube both, of course. Be sure to subscribe on the YouTube channel. TikTokers talking to you if you aren't already, because there is a treasure trove of content over there. You will really, really enjoy it. Most notably, and most recent and notable, the Dusties Award Show, which I wear a suit in. There's a lot of motion graphics, badassery. It's, yeah. Tony Spark is suited up too. Like we got gussied up for it. Candy Thunder looks amazing in her cupcake long skirt and her sweater top, and yeah, she always looks hot. Be wearing a potato sack, which would be applicable with the whole tater thing. Might actually be a good Halloween costume. Anyway, that's there, and the brand new Imperfect Storms podcast is there as well. You will only find those 2 things on YouTube. We'll see our VIPs on the VIP Live here in about 10 to 15 minutes. We'll see you soon. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Want to hear Candy sing more? Yeah. You seen the Punk of Circumstance? No, bum, ba-da, bum. That's the Oscars music.
Wait, was it the Wicked one or the
Oh, wait, do you want to hear her sing more of the Wicked?
Do you want to hear me sing Defying Gravity?
Do it, Defying Gravity.
I'll do my best.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
No, my gosh.
Tony, come on.